Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. It's good to be back, but the patch notes are tomorrow, and the live stream is tomorrow night, so there's really not much interesting going on today, but I thought I would react a few days late to the sneak peek. They posted it when I was gone. I apologize. I went on a little camping trip, but I'm back. Spooky season and October are here once again. Beware of the shadow of an ancient forgotten curse. By the way, I'm reacting to this sneak peek not because I think you guys haven't seen it. Obviously, anybody watching this video has seen it, but just because it's so sick. I couldn't. One, I didn't really have the meat and potatoes for a legit video, but two, I had to give the sneak peek team credit and props for this, and also the art team that designed these uniforms. Like whoever designed these uniforms, holy crap! Ancient curse. Let's just get into it in case you haven't seen it. It's incredible. This looks so sick, and I was like, man, it sucks that I can't react to this when it dropped, and I couldn't, right? But I can now, so that's what I want to do. This looks so sick, man. Medusa looks insane, and Miles looks sick as well. I did have a thought though, and did it occur to anybody else? Let me see in the beware of a shadow of an ancient forgotten curse. So they just talk about an ancient forgotten curse. I don't think the ancient curse actually has any gameplay implications. I think it's just the wording for this little mini mid-month update. It would be funny if certain characters get cursed. I mean, I don't know how that would work, but they're getting cursed in the sense that they're exclusive seasonal uniforms. They're getting cursed in the sense that you're gonna have to spend real money for Medusa, but Medusa looks insanely cool. Like, this is what you want from uniforms. You want them to look completely different. And I think it's really funny that we talked about Scarlet Witch being like a prep, the new Scarlet Witch being like a prep for Medusa. We had no idea how much harder they were going to cook. Like, we thought that hair was just going to be like Medusa-ified, right? Yeah, they went a little bit harder than that, guys. Just a little bit harder than that. I imagine they probably... Maybe they were able to reuse some of the like the animations or some of the like idle effects and stuff like that. Some of the wiggling, wriggling, maybe some of the rigging they just stretched it out because it can still work as a longer snake. But that's a far cry from what we're getting. So Medusa looks insanely cool, really nice. But then the thought that I had with Miles was, what if he's not a zombie? Now, I know he kind of looks like a zombie, but he kind of also just looks like a mummy, right? He has the tattered robes and stuff. What if he's just like a cursed mummy? And oftentimes when they're depicted in media, mummies and these like sarcophagi-esque villains or whatever, evil spirits, whatever you want to call it, they kind of behave like zombies. They charge at you, they shamble, they want to like bite you. But they're not actually zombies. So maybe, I don't know, I haven't read the comics because they do say specifically in the sneak peek, check out the new abilities and looks of the Inhumans Queen and the Ultimate Spider-Man. Maybe, I think this is from a run of that Miles Morales had. I don't know if in that run they specify that he's a zombie, but it did occur to me when I saw this that it's possible he's not going to have the zombies tag, which would be kind of shitty. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do want him to get the zombies tag because there's a lot of strong zombies buffs, and I want him to be able to take advantage of those. And if he's not a zombie, then he can't take advantage of those. The only other buff, AK or whatever tag that he could get that would be better would be symbiote, because then of course he gets access to Agent Venom and all that good stuff. But I do feel like the symbiote tag is kind of, it's not played out, but they already did it to Spider-Man, Peter Parker. So doing it to Miles Morales would be kind of dumb. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see about that. But yeah, Medusa looks crazy. And then Miles looks good too. Miles looks pretty nice too. I hope there's at least one like sarcophagus or something Egyptian in one of his skills. Unless he's a zombie, obviously. Because I just really like the Egypt theme, and they didn't really do Apocalypse enough justice. Apocalypse was supposed to be our big Egyptian like shift in the game, and then they didn't give him enough juice. So yeah, The other thing I was looking forward to was the reset of Otherworld Battle, because sometimes the Otherworld Battle reset and the buffs that they use, because the devs are so uninspired with the Otherworld Battle buffs, they can usually predict and sort of like give you an idea into the future of what updates could be coming, because they usually just prep the updates, right? They're prepping updates in advance, but then the Otherworld Battle buffs change in between, and they want to buff these future updates. So if we take a look, for example, at this month that just reset for the next 30 days, you have supervillains damage dealt increased by 250%. So that would apply to Miles Morales, that would apply to Medusa, that would apply to all the zombies. Then you have blast characters damage dealt increased by 250. And then you have universal characters damage dealt decreased. So they're nerfing universals. That might nerf, I mean, that will for sure nerf Sentry, Null, Silver Surfer, Doom, right? All obviously characters that exist in the game. It might nerf Medusa because she is a universal as of right now, unless they change her typing. But otherwise, there's nothing here for speed types. There's nothing here for zombies. There's nothing here for Inhumans. I don't think that they would be... Obviously, they can't... If they're introducing a new tag, a new ability tag for something like Squadron Supreme or whatever, they're not going to reveal that by having it in the battlefield effects. But for example, you know, we had the Otherworld Battle buffs change before the Fantastic Four update was out, and it already had the Fantastic Four buffs, right? And that was kind of easily foreshadowing, or certain things where there's rumors, there's a little bit of data mining, but not enough, and then you have a bunch of buffs that so clearly align. Now, the supervillains damage dealt increased could simply just be because of the seasonal uniforms being Halloween themed, being villain themed, whatever. But I think it does give some fresh hype to the speculation that we would get a Squadron Supreme update epic quest with Hyperion and Princess Power and Power Princess and all those cats, Dr. Spectrum and all those Blur or whatever his name was, and all those kind of like C-list heroes, if I should call them that. I don't know. Ibig's gonna get mad at me, but it's okay. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Universals having their damage decreased, I think, is just to maintain a better balance in PvP and Otherworld Battle, so that people don't get bored with Sentry and Null, because they are buffing. I mean, this is the other thing about Otherworld Battle. I don't want to make this video a rant about Otherworld Battle, but it's kind of turning into one. How stupid is it that they're increasing villains damage dealt by 250 and then decreasing the damage dealt of universals by 500%? But if you look, most PvP universals are villains, right? If we just go and filter, by universal, you can see there, you know, Jean, Mephisto, Shalabal, Thanos, Hela, Sentry, Silver Surfer, Doctor Doom, and Null, right? There's like 8 of them in that list. You could even include Zombie Captain Marvel if you want. And then how many heroes are there in PvP for the universal typing? Sentry, Ghost Rider. If you're really, really desperate, I guess Rachel. We're not even going to count Franklin because he's just a support. So you have 2 to 3 times as many villains as heroes in the universal category for PvP. So have those 2 buffs basically cancel each other out. Now, obviously, if you have supervillains who are not universal, then that's a different story. If you check, though, I can't filter by other universal types, but if you check the supervillain tag that are not universals, there's not that many, right? We got Maddie and Weapon Hex. We have Apocalypse. We have Carnage. I guess Wong, Captain America. And then the list kind of just fizzles out. There's like supports and stuff like that, but there's actually not a lot of villains when you remove the universal tag. So I do think that the possibility of a Squadron Supreme update where, you know, for example, Princess Power is combat, Blur is speed, and they're all villains, and it's just like a bunch of villains. I think that certainly has a bit more, a bit stronger legs now that they did this, because otherwise it makes no sense, right? Doing supervillains, but then nerfing universals, it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It doesn't do anything. In the end, you can still use Silver Surfer and Null. They just have a 250 damage buff, damage decrease. but it's still way better than 500, which is what they normally would have had if that first line was something more specific. But yeah, that's just my sort of rant on how dumb Otherworld Battle is, but also what it could mean for future updates. But man, I gotta give it to the sneak peek team. And actually, like, the sneak peek team did a pretty good job. It's not that crazy of a sneak peek. It's kind of just, you know, models that they pan around. I gotta give it to the art team, the art department who cooked up these uniforms. You guys did a really, really good job. These look really sick. Especially Medusa. They went really bold, I have to say, with the glowing green snakes. Sometimes it feels like the MFF art team is a little bit scared to try like really out there designs, but then other times they come in with absolute heaters, absolute, you know, missiles, and this is definitely one of those times, especially Medusa. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. There will be patch notes tonight, and then there will be an update, a video tomorrow detailing the patch notes, and then tomorrow night there will be an update. It will be a mid-month update, so there won't be maintenance downtime. You'll just close the game, reopen it around 11 p.m. Eastern time, and you'll get a prompt to download. And I'll be live a little bit after the update is available to check out Medusa and Miles, and probably day 1 tier 4 Medusa. She looks way too sick to not tier 4, man. She looks crazy. Gotta tier 4 that, bro. Gotta use that. I hope she's strong. Anyways, boys, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching the video. Smash the like button if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.